Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman and these are the market positions for August the 8th, 2017. Now our first trade for tonight is going to be in the Forex market. Specifically, we're looking at the Aussie Canadian dollar cross pair in the Forex market. Now what we can assess here is that as per last week's weekly outlook, the Canadian dollar coming under a little bit of stress here. Now, our key VantagePoint 18-day predicted moving average comes in at 99.71. We are continuing to close above that and rising higher off of this triple EMA cross. Now, our Neural Index is higher. Our predicted short, medium, and long-term differences are sitting firmly above the zero line. Our predicted MACD is in a very interesting position. It looks like we're going to see further Canadian dollar weakness. Now, we do have some China data coming out tonight. This video being produced, at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time prior to the Asian session. So I do expect some volatility in the Aussie dollar based around that China data. But overall, the indicators from VantagePoint are telling us we should be staying long while above 99.71. Now, we can also further assess that the predicted RSI sitting firmly above the 60 area, coming in at 64.6. Now, the importance of this is that is showing momentum. So the RSI, more specifically, the predicted RSI is a leading indicator. It's a very fast moving indicator. We look for it to be above 50 to buy and to be above 60 for the market to be showing momentum. So everything does look pretty good here. We just have to get through that China data this evening. Now, our short-term crossover looks good. Medium term is fantastic, as is the long term. We just have to break through this 1.0050 level, which is the top of this upper trend line that I've drawn in. But once that area breaks, then we're probably going to see a very quick move up towards the 102 area. I would anticipate that happening this week. So once again, we're going to come into the daily report, but much like what I talked about in last week's trades, that if we can't get that pullback, for example, on last week's video in Great Britain, New Zealand, we're okay with buying high, providing we can identify these critical levels. So for tomorrow, we're looking for a pullback to 99.93. We're then going to target 1.0064. Now, again here, guys, we want to make sure that all stops are below this trend line. We want stops below 99.50, 99.40 area. But again, if this market breaks above 1.0050, then we're likely going to see a very significant move to the upside. Now, our second trade for tonight is going to be in the U.S. Technology Sector. Specifically, we're looking at the Cisco stock, the CSCO stock. Now, what we've got here is a fresh triple EMA cross from VantagePoint. We can see that this triple EMA cross taking place about 3 days ago. We've got our Neural Index pointing higher. Now, in this particular case, we can see that the medium term crossing over the long-term predicted difference, which I'll highlight right here, is usually a leading indicator for a bigger move. Now, we can see a very similar crossover with the predicted differences right here. This was going back into the earlier part of July, and that particular signal led from a rally down here from the $30 per share mark all the way up to 32. So this looks to be a repetitive pattern. We're at the beginning of the month yet again, so we're looking to repeat this. Now, once again, our predicted MACD is coming in breaking just above the zero line, but the predicted RSI sitting at trend ready levels with momentum building, 60.9 on the predicted RSI here, guys. So that does look quite good for this particular stock for a return back to the $32 per share mark. Now, with that fresh triple EMA cross, we still want to make sure we're checking the individual crossovers. The short term we've got going higher. Medium term you can see is struggling a little bit, but we do have a lot of activity around that crossover, which is around 31.67. Now, our long-term crossover from VantagePoint has not crossed to the upside, and that's why it's very important to go through all of the crossovers on VantagePoint, not just the one, our triple EMA cross, but the short, the medium, and the long, to get a good feel for the market and then work in the short, medium, and long-term predicted differences. That's how we gauge the strength of the trend. Now, adding the additional indicators to see if we have momentum or if the stock is just trading sideways, this is pointing to momentum. So from here, guys, all we have to do now is go in and utilize that all-important daily report. So with the close of 31.84 for tomorrow. We're looking for a minor pullback to 31.62. On an intraday basis only, we're targeting 31.94. But again, if this stock can get moving, then we should be able to easily hit that 32.40 mark in the days and weeks ahead.